What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the process. It is Monday, August 8th. We're going to be looking at MMA from this past weekend, PGA from this past weekend. We're going to take a look at today's baseball contest. Lots to talk about. MMA, it's going to be pretty fun to talk about, although mildly, just a little bit irritating. PGA in the same sort of vein. Before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, and then head to PrizePicks. You see the banner on the screen right now. Sign up using the promo code Awesemo, AWESEMO. You will get yourself up to $100 as a deposit match bonus. So if you put in $50, they're going to match with 50. If you put in 100, they will match with 100. You guys should take advantage of all of these sorts of deals. Anytime that you can get some free cash for signing up, you should take advantage. This is no different. We got plenty of tools at Stokastic.com that can help you out in your PrizePicks endeavors. Check out Eric Lindquist's PrizePicks videos on our YouTube channel. I think they'll help you as well. First one up, we're talking MMA, and we'll start with this. I won the mini-max. Now, there were 10 fights. Lineup was duped 32 times, but as you can see right now, or if I go this way, first place lineup of, and this was the nut lineup: Brian Battle, Corey McKenna, Jeff Neal, Juliana Miller, Mohammed Usman, and Sergey Spivak. Yay. Awesome, right? And look, don't get me wrong, very happy. But there's something really unfulfilling about being live at the UFC a week ago, maxing the big contest, getting cleaned out, coming back the next week, maxing the mini max, which is what I normally play, then pick up the W. Can we reverse the order of operations here? If I win last week, it's like 70 G's. Even if I did it the opposite way and won this week, first place in the big contest, 8K. In this case, for me, first in the mini max, $550. Now, I'm not mad. I'm happy to pull the BINK. I did not think that I had much of a chance as we were going on, because I did not have a lot of Mohammed Usman. I was under the field when he won. I thought that was going to be it for me because I was very exposed to Zach Pauga. And as you can see, these are my exposures on the screen right now. Very, very heavily fading most of the highest owned guys. It's really the way to do it for the most part, in MMA DFS. But if we just look at the people that did well, Sergey Spivak, highest scoring fighter, my number one fighter. Brian Battle, second highest. I got 40% here. Third, 40%. Fourth, almost 40%. Fifth best score, almost 40%. So I set myself up pretty well there. McKinney underwhelmed at 9,500, so being light there was helpful. I was well over on Corey McKenna, who was great. Bueno Silva, who was looking like going to be a value option, well over there. I'm very, very, very happy with my MMA exposures. But the one that I needed the most, half the field on Usman got the knockout, still enough, had that lineup to get me through. So picked up the overall W, shipped the mini-max. Not easy, 71,343 entries, but I hit the nuts. And that's really all that I can hope for. Let's see, we had 3 other lineups show up in the top 1%. So 4 in the top 1%. Can't really ask for much else there. I didn't even look at what my second best lineup was. Battle, McKenna, Neal, Juliana Miller, Spivak, Santos. Okay, that might have actually won if Santos won, but I'm not entirely sure what everything looked like then. I'm mildly happy with my dupes. I did have a decent chunk of lineups with very minimal dupes, which would have really paid out differently, but that was likely due to my aggressive exposure to Eric Gonzalez. That's the guy that took on Terrence McKinney. I was heavy on Gonzalez. He was like one of the true pay down options that I went a little bit heavier on, not because I liked him or anything. That's just how the lineup construction worked. But that was allowing me to keep a pretty low amount of dupes here. Then we got into a little bit heavier dupe, but lineups that I wish that I would not have played. Probably I should have been a little bit more, even more contrarian than I was. But 32 was sort of like middle of the pack, maybe a little bit below average in terms of dupes for me. I'll take what I can get. Nothing in the hundreds. I mean, here's where it gets really bad. If you're playing, I don't want to single too many people out here. I won't pick individual people. If you're playing lineups in the mini-max that dupe 385 times, 370 times, 300, anything, 300, anything over 200, really. If you're playing any of these lineups, you played a bad lineup in this contest. Full stop. If you do that regularly, you won't be able to make that money back. You need to be much lower here. Anything up here in these 200s, that's a net loser in my opinion. So do your best to get away from those kind of lineups in these large field contests, especially on a 10 fight slate. You just have to be willing to play fighters that are worse from like a likelihood of winning perspective, because there's a race to the bottom right now, and I don't think people are getting there as much as they should. So if you go back and look at your lineups, if you played in like the mini max here and you have dupes in the 200 range or higher, reevaluate those lineups and try to figure out why you had them, because it's going to be very, very difficult to have that lineup and it be an overall profitable lineup in the aggregate. But anyway, yay MMA. Absolutely, positively 100% yay MMA. First BINK in MMA in a while, and it feels good. Now, PGA. This is where it gets a little sadder to me. I was live. I was very, very, very live to BINK the Albatross. Starting round 4, I was in second. And then Tom Kim decided to just have one of the most legendary putting rounds ever. Well, legendary punting events ever. Fourth, I mean, he was sinking everything. Went 9 under, I believe, on the front 9, if I remember correctly. I needed him to not be in first. Sanjay Im was my linchpin here for everything, but I ended up finishing 25th in the Albatross. Not enough to like make me really feel good, but I was very live for most of this. Wise, Horschel, Lipsky in round 4 was great. John Huh, Russell Knox, and Sanjay Im. I needed Im Huh to be the 1-2 combination. When it was Im Huh, I was sitting in second. That was what I needed. It tumbled. I did not have any. I didn't have any of. I don't think I had any, at least. I think I played him in Showdown. I didn't have any Tom Kim. I thought that was a bad play. And even though he won, I want to be clear here, I still think it was a bad play in DFS. We can look at it in a second. So I basically broke even in 150 max, and that's incredibly frustrating. I had 50% 5 of 6 and 31% 6 of 6. Let me see if I can pull that up and just show that graphic. I don't think I can quickly. Anyway, yeah, 31% 6 of 6, which was close to double the field. But the problem was my second most exposed golfer was Shane Lowry, and he missed the cut. Gets lucky enough Saturday morning to make the cut at -1. Flies back, and I'm thinking, alrighty, here we go. We're in great shape here. He's going to come back roaring to go. Not so fast, my friends. Awful. Just dog shit over the weekend. Finishes dead last of anybody that made the cut. That really killed it, because he was a giant. When in lineups where I didn't have Sanjay Im, I almost definitely had Shane Lowry, and he just simply wasn't good on the weekend. But if we're looking at it here, yeah, I had 0 Kim at 20% ownership, 8,600. I could not be happier that I had 0. If I could go back in time, I would still have 0. If he's going to gain 12.5 strokes putting over the course of the week at chalk ownership, second most owned guy, I want out. So I'm not mad that I didn't have him. I'm mad that I took this beat. This is a guy that started with an 8 and just proceeded to make every single putt from there. So anyway, I'm really happy with the way that my lineups look. Most of my top golfers all made the weekend. Im, Lowry, Connors, Harmon, Horschel, Wise, Henley, Glover, Laird, Hickok, all these guys. These are my top 10 golfers. They all made the cut. I was smashing, absolutely set to smash. Unfortunately, just didn't get there. Lowry having a lot to do with that. only got one lineup after all of this, only got one lineup into the top 1%. Just to me, a failure, a complete and utter failure. It's disappointing. I expected a much, much, much better day, and I just couldn't put those pieces together. It's really a shame. I'm happy with my exposures. I don't really feel like I missed out on much other than the fact that I didn't have the winner. Like, that was it. When it was IMHA, I was 2x, 3x the field in Minimax. I was top 5 Albatross. And all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 holes into round 4, it was just over. So that's where I stood for golf. But I am very happy about the Albatross lineup. You know, getting into the top 25 here. It's a top 1% lineup. You know, 25th, you need to be in the top 39, top 40. I got that one in there. In a single entry contest, hitting that top 1%, I gave myself a shot. MMA, success. PGA, success. Great weekend as far as I'm concerned. I cannot be mad about the way that this weekend shook out. We're getting into baseball today. We're going to look at golf lineups tomorrow. We'll look at MMA on Thursday. Loaded for this week. So I hope you guys are sticking around for all of it. Baseball's pretty easy today. 7-game slate. And I've got all of the contests for DraftKings loaded. Pretty standard issue Monday. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to get in the base hit and the chin music along with the 50-cent Minimax. Sticking with what we've got going on now. $92. If you can, get in the relay throw. If you're limited, get in the 4-seamer. Exceptional contest. I know we had somebody in the strategy show either Thursday or Friday that had banked the 4-seamer that week. So kudos there. Tough contest, but yeah, I'm going to get in the base hit, the Minimax, and the chin music. Just play the 4-seamer. I should play the $1 Minimax. It's just a better contest, but the 50-cent Minimax is half the cost. So it's just going to be a little bit better for while we're doing this particular video. I hit the 150 Minimax on the weekends and stuff. Like, I think I did it yesterday. Didn't go well. Didn't have the Royals, who put up 13 runs. Did have the Phillies. So did everybody else. So there's that. But no, that's what we're looking at for baseball. Again, we will look at golf tomorrow, which will be important. Big. We're starting golf playoff, and this is going to be the big one. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's. We're going to have a lot of good golf content to look at. A lot of good MMA content on Thursday. Maybe we'll try to hit up a PGA showdown. I'm guessing showdown will be pretty interesting for Friday. So maybe we can take a look at the round 2 showdown contests on Thursday as well, if they're out. And if there's ever any other sports that you guys want to see, let me know. EPL is coming. I recorded that on Friday and never posted it, which is really just something special. Don't even know how I did it, but I did record EPL on Friday for nobody whatsoever. But we've got EPL now. I'm not going to be looking at NFL preseason contests or anything like that. That's not something that I'm going to ever be playing. So I'm not going to dig into NFL preseason. But if there's something else you guys want to see here, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. Feeling energetic. Maybe I can look good in MMA, good in golf. Let's take all of that quality momentum. We'll move it to today. Let's ship some baseball. I'm out of here, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Go check out PrizePicks, promo code Awesemo. Peace.